Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, it's going to be a match between ByuN and Dongre here on Yaganatha. I'm not entirely sure how to say that. I feel like every single professional caster says it a different way. So, we're going to call it Jaganatha. And in the top right, we have ByuN, a blue Terran player. He is Korean, he is incredible. And in the bottom left, it is Dongre, another Korean player. So it's a TVZ here for you on Jaganatha, provided by Wardy. If you don't know who Wardy is, he does his own StarCraft 2 tournaments. He is a professional caster that has cast a lot of professional tournaments like WCS and ESL and all that stuff. And DreamHack, I feel like. So I'm going to put a link to his Twitch channel and his YouTube channel in the comments here. Go ahead and tell him that Falcon sent ya. So this is basically a battle of the legends. These two players were at the top of their game back in like 2012 or 2013. They both served in the military, and they're not quite at the top of their game anymore, but they can qualify for GSL, so that's good enough for me. Dongre made it to the semifinals of like GSL Season 2 last year, so take that and put it in your type and smoke it. Anyway, Reaper expand here from ByuN. Dongre doing the old 16, 18, 17. This is the expand portion of that Reaper expand. And yeah, this is in 4K, so hit that like button if you're excited to watch this in 4K on your 4K TV or your 4K monitor or wherever you get your 4K entertainment these days in 2021. And if you don't have a 4K screen, you will someday. Anyway, so this Reaper's name is Zer the Super Spreader. Back in the days, there was Zer, a one-man special Reaper force using his guns to shoot single viri, like viruses, right into the faces of his enemies. But one day a group of infestors appeared, stole his bioweapon, and chain fungled him. "No!" he yelled. "I don't want to die like this. I wanted to get auto-turreted by a bunch of mass ravens with COVID-19 reactor." As though a miracle happened, a huge cloud of ravens suddenly appeared over his head to fulfill his last wish. They heard the confused voice of their commander over the comm system. "Who are we fighting? And why did you leave your position? You have to follow me. I'm the commander!" he shouted. "Shut up," everybody yelled. "Get an Alexa." Finally, a team of ghosts entered the scene and placed a perfect lockdown on the ravens before they could get out even a single auto turret. "What?" gasped Zer, knowing that all of his dreams would never come true, and all of his effort had been in vain. "I thought you ghosts couldn't do this anymore," were his famous last words. Wow, so somebody watches Brood War and StarCraft 2 on my channel, I'm going to assume. Anyway, third base coming up from Dongre. I didn't cast any of the action there, but here's what I'm going to assume. Reaper got 0 kills. We ready for that? Oh, you got 2 kills. Never mind. A drone even. Wow, that's what I get for reading long Reaper names. Whoa! Whoa! Blue Flame Hellion opener from ByuN. We have not seen this in some time. Wow. Okay. Blue Flame Hellion opener. Are we meching? It's 2-fac. It's 2-factory. Dude, this is... I feel like this reactor is going to swap onto that factory when Blue Flame is done. And we're just going to pump a million Hellions and go for it. We have not seen this attempted in I'm serious, some time here. 2 creep tumors killed is pretty good. Out of Zer, the Super Spreader. I'm not sure what Zer even refers to here. Are you... Wow. Okay, the queens aren't marching, but they're just... You know, a forward position here a little bit, trying to see what's coming their way. The answer is a lot. Oh, that's not a reactor at all. That's stim. Okay, so we're not going mech. We're just opening Blue Flame Hellion and then going into bio, which viable opening on a ByuN. I'm not going to complain about it. So C is nothing out of the ordinary, right? It's 2 Hellions and it's a Reaper. No reason to assume Infernal Pre-Igniter is on the way. But it's done. So this is getting dicey. Also, this is a Patreon cast. First seen at patreon.com/FalconPaladin. To those of you who support me over there for at least $1 a month, you get to watch this ad-free as well. So if we want ad-free viewing, Patreon's a good place to go. Oh! And now the Blue Flame has been revealed. Now you can't keep me out. That's how Reaper pilots, drivers sound. No, you have to be destroyed. I don't know why they sound like that. It's probably not how they actually sound. No, we have voice lines for them here. There you go. That's what hellions sound like. So I'm going to give this a... That was not cost efficient. That's 18 lings and 9 drones for 10 hellions. That's like 1 hellion per drone. Nope, not enough. Now map control belongs to the Zerg player, which is pretty horrible stuff. But we're making Widow Mines. We're tossing up a starport. We're making more hellions. Third base is here too. I just don't think that got enough damage done. Dongregoo feels confident enough to throw down a 4th base. No problem. Like before ByuN's 3rd base is even done or on position, on location to land here. Dongregoo looking all right. He dealt with a very weird opener. Again, Blue Flame Hellion openings used to be real common, but years ago, right? I want to say I haven't seen one of those. I did see somebody do it at GSL just recently. I watched that on the Africa Esports YouTube page. Can't remember who it was, but it was maybe Maru did it, and it was like, what? Even Tastosis was like, what is this? So, you're good at killing creep tumors. Like, the fact that creep tumors are vulnerable to our light now, and vulnerable to stuff that hits light stuff hard, like, for example, Hellion attacks, is really, really good for Hellions. Again, the intent of that was to make it easier for Adepts to kill the creep tumors, but every Terran in the world was like, ooh, yeah, when they heard that news. Yeah, it's helping Protoss against Zerg. Yep. Don't mind the fact that it also helps our Hellions against creep tumors really, really strongly. Banelings trying to connect, but no, say the Hellions. They get enough distance. That doesn't happen. So this group of Hellions maybe doesn't kill as much stuff, but is also not dead. So that's a bonus. These guys are sneaky. What are they doing? I see you guys. They're trying to sneak up somewhere, but there's nothing to kill here, which is real nice for ByuN. There is something to kill here, but the Marines are covering that pretty well, and they've got Widow Mines to support too. But Dongregoo, what are you doing? Lingbane, what is the question? Lingbane, no 3rd tech to speak of. He's got a lair, but it's Lingbane Queen at this stage, which I... Brain confused. Both players doing some kind of off-kilter stuff today. Makes it fun. What's your... Okay, did I miss a building? Baneling Nest, Evolution Chamber of Hail... Nope. Nope, that did not happen. So, I'm going to watch that production tab until Dongregoo makes something... a Roach Warren would be fine. A Spire would be cool. I don't know, man. Widow Mine kills a bunch of Zerglings. The Widow Mine drops. You're trying to win the day here. Alright, that's cool. 10 drones get killed with Widow Mines. It's fine. It's not life-changing. ByuN taking a 4th base. Command center coming up quite nicely. Wait, 16 drones. Was there more Widow Mine droppage? Maybe. Ah, the Blue Flame Hellbats. Are you... Wow, engaging off creep! ByuN, pick up! ByuN is not picking up because this is happening on the other side. There was a bit of a Baneling bust. A bunch of Lings got in, killed 7 SCVs, but also distracted ByuN to the point that this is now happening to his 3rd base. Okay, it's alive. 9 SCVs killed. This Ling is still in the house with 2 kills. Does not get a 3rd before he gets obliterated. It is a Hydralisk Den. So Dongregoo's like, rats. I couldn't win with just Lings and Banelings and Queens. I guess I should make something like Hydras. That's what the kids are doing these days, right? And right you are, Dongregoo. Macro hatch here in the main base. Loving that. Creep spread fine. Not incredible, but ByuN's done a pretty good job keeping it at bay, too. So it's a combination of Dongregoo's creep spread not being amazing. Oh, those first 2 creep tumors getting killed was actually a big deal, too. That slows down a lot. what Dongregu is trying to do by way of the spread. Infestation Pit coming in for Dongregu simultaneously. ByuN taking a 4th base here on Juggernautha. Widowmine, I think, connected on a queen there, which is fine. Dongregu can live with that. He can transfuse his queens, keep him alive, but you can't transfuse drones that are dead. It's like CPR. CPR works for injured stuff. And if you're kind of drowned, is he still doing Widowmine drops? He sure is. He sure is. That is just... Widowmines are too darn small to see on that mini-map, I'm afraid. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll try to do better with it. How about that? But yeah, as I was saying, this is a Patreon cast. Patreon.com/Falcon Paladin for just $1 a month. Gives you access to these a month before anyone else can see them and without any ads at all. So if you've ever dreamed of no ads, but supporting me monetarily anyway, Patreon's a good way to do it. Yeah, Dongregu's like, look, Widowmine dropped me 4 times today already. It's probably more than that, but it kind of feels like that number. So we're going to try not to die to that again, if at all possible. Dongregu taking a left side base here for his 6th base. Fantastic stuff. ByuN's on 4, which is good, but Dongregu is just, he's so far ahead right now. He's got 87 workers. He's got a lot of the map. This medevac is sort of being left alone, but these Hydralisks are on patrol, so that's going to be a bit of a problem for that medevac to get out there. There is no Spire, however, but Vipers are on the way. So what we're looking at possibly next is some abduct for said medevac. ByuN making a very strong push forward here onto creep, but yeah, coming up that ramp and sprinting away from it. Dongregu does not want to pursue. That would be a horrible choice for him. Ghost Academy on the way from ByuN. So going to be steady targeting probably versus the Vipers in this stage. Against any Ultras that show up later, but I don't think we're working on Ultralisks. Lurkers, the bigger play for that particular spell. So Snipe's going to be used on the Lurkers. And the Vipers, if they can get close enough to do so. This medevac is still here, which makes me laugh. It's a good little hidey hole. Apparently Hydras can't kill you in this location if... even if they have range. So that's great. Creeps are looking a lot better from Dongregu. ByuN has not had a lot of success pushing that creep back. So Dongregu trying to get up this ramp would be my next guess of what he's trying to make happen with these Tumas. Resources lost, 7,300, 6,600. Dongregu has lost more, but not as much as you'd want here. And again, ByuN is just being allowed... This medevac tried to escape? The medevac tried to escape. And then died. This Widowmine's like, no, don't let my death be in vain. It's in vain. It didn't get anything done. Top left space for ByuN is up, though. So he's trying to catch up in the base count, doing a pretty good job of it. Adaptive Talon's on the way. The Seismic Spines upgrade for Lurkers is already complete. And top left base by ByuN is suddenly very dead. There's nothing defending it at all, to the point that Zerglings with 2/2 upgrades and Adrenal Glands can kill it easily. ByuN coming on the right side, clearing out all of this beautiful new creep that Dongregu is trying to spread, but ByuN playing the Lawnmower Man, and suddenly everyone's dead. Sudden surprise. Oh, the Marines are stuck behind each other. This Nidus might actually finish. It doesn't finish. Fountain of Blood. That base dying for ByuN is a huge blow to his attempt to win this game. Look at that income tab. It's spike, 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 but Dongregu's had a big lead over the last, I want to say, 4 minutes, which is kind of an eternity in StarCraft 2. He's starting to get a bank. ByuN does not have a bank to speak of right now. But Enhanced Shockwaves is on the way from ByuN. Double Spire on the way from Dongregu. He's like, look, I have a ton of money. Let's just be ready for anything that ByuN wants to throw at me. How's that sound? Baneling's making some connections here, abducting the tanks so they're not able to set up from far away. secondary planetary fortress on position does die, but buys enough time for everyone else to stay alive. I think that was an Overseer trying to set up for maybe a Nidus, but yeah, ByuN hangs on to this third base. Extremely, it was close, is what I'm trying to say. Tuck and go there. Manages to make it happen. Resources lost. DRG loses more resources after that battle. We're at 2 bases untaken here on Juggernautha. But double spire, about 80% complete here from DRG. What he wants to do with it, I don't know, but he is expanding to this left side. This base is hard to hold, and I feel like this base is hard to hold, which is, again, the reason they're taken last by both of these players is because they're not easy to hold, is the trick of this whole thing, right? Pretty well held here by ByuN. Again, what... If anybody asks me, what is ByuN known for? I'm just going to say he's hard to kill. Even if you feel like you have an advantage over him, getting the finishing blow on this guy is difficult. Look at the snipes on those Hydras, too. Snipes on the Overseer, exploding like a wet balloon. Base still not taken. Ground Carapace level 3 is complete. Nukes on the way, and a Fusion Core coming in from ByuN. So he's just doing all of the things for Terran today. He's got Hellions, Blue Flame, Marines. Does he have he has some Marauders in the mix? Tanks, Liberators, potentially Battle Cruisers, Ghosts, Nukes, Vikings. We haven't had any Banshees today, but the number of different Terran units that ByuN has used today has been pretty great. Honestly, pretty fantastic. Creep spreading up this way. Maybe easier to defend this base if you have creep, which Zerg in general, if they're on creep, is going to be a lot more comfortable and a lot more formidable for their enemies. Comfortable and formidable. Okay, so this Liberator range coming in. Advanced Ballistics off that Fusion Core. No Battle Cruisers, but we could. I guess, oh, hold on. Oh, those are reactors. Never mind. Liberators it is. We're going to be pumping libs here at the stage. Nice Sim City. I like that a lot. I think SCVs are just getting sent out to be killed to free up supply is what those SCV kills were. Something along those lines. Pathogen glands on the way for infestors. Again, this, yeah, here we go. SCV is just coming out to die. The sheer number of different Zerg units produced here, too, is nuts. Infestors, Vipers, Lings, Banelings, Hydras, Lurkers. No Ultras yet. But that's what I like about StarCraft 2, is it feels like every unit is viable in some way in almost every matchup. Such a great place for the game to be in. I'm very, very happy with that. I've talked about it extensively before, but yeah. Creeps, okay, see, now that you have creep on this ramp and you're pushing down there, expanding there seems like it's a lot more doable. Expanding that way, a bit more of an ask, as there's not any creep there yet, but we're working on it. There are live creep tumors right next door. Resources lost 21,000 to 13,000. DRG just keeps falling further and further behind in resources lost, but just has more in the bank, can afford to lose more, and especially if he gets this base, and especially if he gets this base, which is hard to do because tanks can set up here and actually hit that, I believe. We're going? Okay! No, I was going to say, DRG going for it seems dicey. It's a lot of tanks, man. Greater Spire is on the way for Dem Broodlords, which, again, another unit we're going to see here today. Steady targeting is a good unit versus those Broodlords, but is a channeled spell, and as a result, if these guys get fungled or if they get hit by a Broodling, then the snipe does not finish, and they are sad ghosts and probably die. So 5 Infestors on the way, Neural Parasite coming in here too. DRG is just threatening hard right now. Cloaked Ghosts, taking out an Overseer, getting rid of Changelings, and here's our first nuke of the day. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Is he really just gonna... Alright, so cancels the nuke just by virtue of A moving into the ghost. The nuke does not happen. 62 Zerglings to remax here from Dongregu. 62 Lings with 3/3 upgrades. Really surprised we don't have an Ultralisk Cavern, but this many ghosts is pretty scary versus the Ultras. More SCVs. Sakin. Did he EMP his SCVs by accident? Kind of. Kind of, yes. It just goes to show that these players are human. Dead ghosts are good. I mean, that's good for Dongregu is killing ghosts. They're expensive. They're gas heavy. They are a big-time threat to a lot of what Dongregu is trying to do today, and really anything a Zerg player can do in the late game. Ghosts are pretty good against, so killing ghosts, priority for Dongregu today. Spreading out this way, I feel like it'd be a good idea. The ghosts kind of getting caught out a little bit here. A bunch of them do evacuate, which means the lurkers need to back out. Continued scans. Viper getting hit by the Vikings and the steady targeting, and then Dongregu changes the scene and marches on in. Whew. 9 Overlords in production from Dongregu. Is this Dropper Lord action? He doesn't need those for supply. That's a lot of Overlords to make when you already have 200 supply, Dongregu. What is the plan here? What is the plan? The one true Dong. Or, you know, it's probably J-Dong, but if you're not a Brood War fan, it's going to be Dongregu. Is what it's going to be. This creep, though, is just disgusting, and it's everywhere. And he's trying to kill it with scans and tanks and marines and marauders and whatnot. Dongregu decides to go where the army has evacuated. Going to kill another orbital or planetary attempt here. Couple of ducks on those ghosts, not bad. Lifting more SCVs, dying, probably more than ByuN is willing to lose there. But once again, weathers the storm pretty effectively. 9 SCVs go down. He's down to 51 workers, which is not super abysmal. I think he's probably fine with that too, but losing another planetary at the front, he has to replant that one, which is not free. He's expanded to this left side, but look at this creep. It's in spitting distance of that command center. And Dongregu is trying to expand over this way. We're double Nidusing in the main. Once again, the problem... There we go. Had arisen of guys getting stuck behind other guys, but... Nidus Worms, honestly, not that bad to deal with if you know that they're there. The trick is always knowing that they're there, and that's what the pros are very good at, is that awareness. Dongregu just kind of sharking around. I mean, not posturing anywhere in particular. I just think trying to make ByuN keep an eye on him where he is at all times. Having this base is nice, but there is literally creep in this mineral line. Like, these SCVs have to go on creep to mine, which is crazy fast. Another attempted attack in here. I don't know. He gets stuff done, but he hasn't really been able to put the hammer down in this location. The choke makes it hard. But I don't know where else you go other than killing this, which I'd really, really recommend. This has got to be easier to kill this planetary than it is to kill all of this stuff, right? Also, this hatchery is probably dead because Dongregu doesn't have, well, got some army in the general area to try to save it. And save it he does. Can't get the steady targeting off because the lurker spines actually outrange the snipe range there, so that is always an annoyance for Terran players for sure. They hate that stuff. In fairness, too, I cannot believe this base is still here. I don't know why Dongregu has not killed it. I feel like it's a lot easier to kill this base than it is to get up this ramp and into this area. To be honest, I don't know why it's being defended all that much. There's literally 300 gas here. I guess it's kind of a gateway into all the production. Maybe this is your first line of defense, and if you lose that, you're in trouble. Is he sniping off his own medevacs to free up supply? Maybe. Making a Thor now. Seems entirely possible. Resources lost. 38,000 for Dongregu, 26 for ByuN. ByuN calling down the thunder, which Dongregu sees, right? Oh, he gets beautiful EMPs on those Vipers, too. Okay, yeah. So everybody does get out of there, except these overseers. Some of them are dead. The other ones are not. That's fine. And Broodlords have arrived. So here goes nothing. The Infestors are close enough to throw down a Fungal. Steady targeting, getting a couple hits off here, but Fungal, beautiful Fungal. All over those ghosts. The Broodlords are still coming. The tanks don't have an answer to them. Missile turrets kind of do if the Broodlords run into their range, which they do sometimes. SCVs getting sacked again? ByuN's down to 41 SCVs here. Having this base. Dongrigu has this top right base, but has one worker at it right now getting gas and nothing else going on. I don't quite understand why. I guess he's still kind of mining at some of these really old bases down here to the south, you know? I guess that one's still happening too. Lurker comes in. Ah, tank can see you. Broodlords poking in a little bit. Thors do counter Broodlords pretty heavily. That single damage, or single target attack they have, outranges Broodlords and hits really, really hard. Nope, fungal whiff, but an EMP catching a couple of those Infestors. Not all of them, though. This is a very, very good game. This is very, very close. ByuN's bank, as far as minerals go, is actually more than Dongrigu's at the moment, but Dongrigu with the gas bank is going to be really, really useful for him. And yeah, Dongrigu's kind of splitting the difference, right? He's not killing this base, and he's not protecting this base either, so ByuN's taking advantage with his +3 tanks, and they make quick work of the hatch before anyone can stop them from doing it. Ooh, steady targeting. Ooh, 2 or 3 of the Broodlords go down. Beautiful EMPs again. Another Fungal gets through anyway, though. Vikings in the mix. Spore's trying to deal with them. Dongrigu's down to 150 supply, and ByuN is pushing back. ByuN is pushing back big time hardcore right now. Queen down. Okay, this is getting interesting all of a sudden. Dongrigu remaxes on 98 Zerglings, though. Brings him down to 2,900 minerals. Not where one wants to be. And yeah, this top right base is dead. So if ByuN can win this game, I don't know. I don't feel like that's always been the case today. And we are finally engaging with this left side base. But not enough Banelings, not enough Broodlords. The Planetary ends up getting 30+ kills, and he saves it. Dongrigu is sort of falling on his face here, everybody. Like, I love this guy, I do, but ByuN, from a moderately impossible angle, impossible position to be in, is sort of doing this. The EMP is getting tossed down on Queens. He's 188 supply. He's making more Vikings to deal with the Broodlords that he saw hatching over here for Dongrigu. It's a lot of Broodlords, man. Man, if this comes down to a photo finish, I'm giving it an epic tag, because this feels like it's going to be very close. Dongrigu has no money left. None. He's got 700 gas and 100 minerals. He kind of needs to win with this push and win with it now. ByuN taking this base is just too much. It is too much to overcome. So we're Broodlord infestering it like it's Wings of Liberty, which in fairness was kind of Dongrigu's era, man. That's when he was really good. Got Corruptors in the mix. It's honestly a pretty simple setup. Man, Dongrigu kind of holding back. He wants to make sure this one source of income he has is enough. Nuking the high ground. Fungals whiffing, EMPs catching again a couple units, not a ton. Bit of another fungal whiff. Ghost. Oh man, we have had a nuke land today, but only the one. You know, they can't all be winners. If they were always winners, it'd be kind of boring. No, it'd be actually pretty great if they were always winners. Most likely. Blinding Cloud fungal combination with a neural parasite on that Thor, but it can't attack anything because it's in the Blinding Cloud. Another neural parasite coming on in. Is this enough to actually break on through to the other side? Dongregoo trying to get rid of all this ground stuff. The Thors doing their bonus damage versus Broodlords, but are there enough Broodlords here that it doesn't really matter? Production is actually happening here for ByuN. It's not happening for Dongregoo. And as a result, I'm worried about the Zerg player's ability to win this game. The Thor hits are everything right now. The steady targeting snipes are everything as well. I think Dongregoo is just slowly running out of gas here, and he's done. ByuN is your winner in 30 minutes and 30 seconds. An absolutely disgustingly great ZVT from ByuN. Just doing what I don't think many other Terran players could do. Just be so backed into a corner for so long. Creep is licking at your front door everywhere you look. Everywhere you look, there's creep. There's multiple attacks attempted on your home. You're holding. You're dealing with tanks and ghosts and liberators and marines and medevacs. And you kill this Zerg base. Take it for your own. Hold it against a counterattack. Kill this Zerg base, and then just, that was it. Dongregoo income was so good for the last 10 minutes, but at the end of the game, just ran out of steam, ran out of money. Resources lost are 68,000 for Dongregoo to 45,000 for ByuN. That's disgusting. That is just, woo, that's some cost-efficient Terran right there, man. What a boss. He loses 4 planetaries, loses 19 siege tanks and 35 ghosts, but comes out on top anyway. Only killed 2 hatches, which usually if we see a Terran win against Zerg these days, it's because they killed like 10 hatcheries. But no, it was defense. It was defense. Dongregoo's engagements were either not up to par or ByuN's defense was elite. One of the two, maybe both. The Lurkers didn't get a whole lot done. Infestors did a bunch, I want to say. There were still 10 of them at the end of the game, but the EMPs with the enhanced shockwave for ByuN were just beautiful. Just works of art there. The Niduses got nothing done at all for Dongregoo. I feel like more Banelings maybe would have been really good to go, but we did see a lot of Banelings attempted. It's just ByuN was good at kiting away and away and away and away, you know? Man. Just, what else do you want from a Terran player? Like, what else do you want? What ByuN got you here? All right, so beautiful. Again, over the moon about the CVT. It was a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed it too, because that's going to be it from me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch. Again, patreon.com/FalconPaladin for $1 a month. No ads on this game. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.